Anyway, we have a fun sequence for today. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Sit up nice and tall. On the floor, if the floor, I always say this, but if the floor is not comfortable for you, if it hurts your knees or your hips or your lower back, go ahead and prop yourself up on something like a folded up blanket or towel or a firm couch cushion. You can even sit on a chair if that's what's most comfortable for you. Dorothy's getting doggy kisses. Hey, Leo. All right, so sit up nice and tall and start to close your eyes. Just begin to deepen your breath, and this might be the first time today that you've connected inward with yourself. A lot of times we're focusing on everybody else. Is everybody else okay? What can I do for others? And that's so important right now, not to be minimized or forgotten. But it's equally as important, if not more important, to take care of ourselves, right? When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put the air mask, the oxygen mask on your face first before helping anybody else, because you're no good to anybody else if you can't breathe, right? So coming to this virtual yoga class this morning is a great way to start taking care of yourself. You've got to learn how to maintain it, right? We've got to learn how to continually give ourselves the oxygen mask first and then give it to others, right? It's not only self-service. Sit up tall, grounding into your sitting bones and rising up through the crown of your head. Fold your hands together at the center of your heart and begin to think of an intention for your practice this morning, something that you would like to practice for, whether it's patience, balance, consistency, strength, whatever it is that you're looking for. We're going to fuse it into the practice this morning. So bring that idea into the front of your mind and press it between your palms. This is your reason for practicing, and we'll come back to that frequently during the class today. Release your hands, start to open your eyes, and we're going to come onto all fours. We're going to start with some cat and cows. So hands and knees, fingers are spread wide. You can curl your toes under onto your mat, or you can leave your feet flat. Doesn't matter either way. I like my toes curled. Inhale, arch your back and look up. Exhale, contract, scoop your tailbone, look back towards your belly button. Inhale and arch. Now you're going to connect your full movement with your full breath. I always say that it might not match mine. It might not match anybody else's on Zoom. You're connecting your movement with your breath. I'm going to put my ponytail in because I forgot that. So really connecting inward here, movement with breath, breath with movement. Start to lengthen each. So if you can start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales along with your movement, being really mindful about that integration. On your next inhale, come to a neutral spine. Hug your belly button in, right? Keep the curve in your lower back. Don't overdo it. Just keep a gentle curve. Keep a gentle curve in your neck, not overdoing it. Extend your right leg back at hip height. Press back through your heel and try to avoid opening your hip, right? You want to keep your hips level, right and left. Now reach out for your left arm. Opposite arm as leg. Breathe. Reach out through the crown of your head. Keep your belly button pulling in towards your spine, release. Other side, left leg back, right arm forward. Keep your belly button hugging in, and you'll notice this is easier if you activate your foot. Spread your toes, press back through your heel at the same time. The more you engage your leg, the lighter it is to lift. Release your hands and you release your knee. Move your knees a couple inches back behind you. Lift your hips, press back downward facing dog. Now this might be your first down dog of the day, so just start to soften your knees one at a time, doing whatever feels good. You can start to Lengthen your side bodies one at a time. Look underneath your armpits one at a time. Just take a minute to get your wiggles out and stretch anything that needs to be stretched. And then start to begin to walk your feet to the front of your mat. You can bend your knees as much as you'd like here. Feet are sitting bone distance apart. Inhale, look up halfway with a long spine from your hips to your eyelashes. And exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, reach up overhead. Come to standing Tadasana. Mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. You can't see me. Let me move this back a little bit. It's a new room and a new setup, so I'm trying to, you still can't see me. That's okay. This is better though. All right, hands to heart. Close your eyes, press your intention between your palms. Remind yourself of what it is that you're practicing for today. Release your hands. Flip your palms forward. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway, long spine. Exhale, step or jump to chaturanga. You can move through plank and then lower. You can come to your knees if you need to. Okay, but you're in a low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your heart back towards your toe and breathe. Good. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. We're going to come into warrior one. Your back heel is at 45 degrees. Reach up overhead, bend your front knee. Draw your outer right hip back. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, lift your fingertips, but then soften your skin. Exhale, touch your mat. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down, either one. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Right, cobra is just with your thighs down. Exhale, lift your hips, press back, downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot between your hands, warrior one, left side. Back foot is at 45 degrees. Reach your arms up. Now your outer left hip crease draws back. Lift your heart and your gaze. Soften your shoulders. Exhale, touch your mat. Move through a vinyasa. Lowering. Inhaling, pulling through. And exhale, press back and breathe. Big inhales followed by big exhales. Bend your knees and look forward, hop or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, inhale, reach up overhead, come to standing. Now from here, I'm just gonna turn this way to show you. You're gonna interlace, you can't see me. You're gonna interlace your fingers in a fist, index fingers sticking up. You're standing. Reach up overhead. Let's see if I can back up a little bit more. And lean to the right. Keep that left hip drawing toward the midline, belly button pulls into the spine. With every inhale, lengthen. With every exhale, sink deeper and open toward the ceiling. Come back up to center and exhale to the left. Keep that right hip drawing toward the center. Don't let it pop out. Again, use your breath. Cultivate mindfulness here by using your breath to, with every inhale, lengthening, with every exhale, going deeper and opening toward the sky. Come back to center, hands to heart, forward fold. I'm gonna move my mat back a little bit so that you can maybe see me when I stand up. See, that's better, okay. Here, your forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or jump, high plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, press back. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands, warrior one. Breathe, exhale, touch. Step back to plank, exhale, lower. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, press back. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Reach up, warrior one. Exhale, plant your hands. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, pull through. And exhale, press back. Breathe for 5. Lengthen your breath. Just warming up here. Press your heart back toward your toes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Bend your knees and look forward, hop, step, or float to the top of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway, long spine, hips to eyelashes. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up overhead, come to standing Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart, come back to your intention. Remind yourself of why you're practicing. Now heel toe your feet together to touch. Sit down low like you're in a chair, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your weight balanced into the 4 corners of your feet. The tendency is to rock forward, so bring your weight further back into your heels. Lift and spread all 10 toes if you can. Now bring your hands to your heart. Twist to the right, left elbow to outer right knee. Hands are in prayer, stack your elbows. Now draw your left hip crease back. It wants to jump forward. Come back to center, but stay seated. Exhale to the left. Right elbow to outer left knee. Hands are in prayer, elbows are stacked. Draw your right hip crease back. And if it's possible, you can look up over that left shoulder. Getting a good twist here. Come back to center, but stay seated. Inhale, stand straight up. Reach your arms up overhead. Look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, we're going to move through a vinyasa. So you can always skip a vinyasa, go directly to downward dog. Whatever vinyasa you take, that's where we're going to meet, is in downward dog. And breathe. Inhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Spin your back heel to the ground. Look to make sure your front heel lines up with the middle of your back arch. Warrior 2, arms are at a T. Bend your front knee into a square. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold forward to the inside of your front knee. Bring your fist overhead for devotional warrior. Inhale, come back up, warrior 2, arms out at a T. Flip your right palm up toward the sky. Reach toward the left. So this is a side bend, not a back bend here. Getting some really good length in your right side body, but don't lose the bend in your right knee. Keep the bend. Warrior 2. Now straighten your front knee. Triangle pose. Bring your right arm down, your left arm up. Shift your gaze upward toward that left hand. Breathe. Now, if your right hand doesn't go to the floor, you can put it on your shin or your thigh, just not your knee joint. Warrior 2. Come back up. Bend your front knee. From here, straighten your front knee again. Bring your hands, if you can get your hands in prayer and a reverse prayer behind you, I'm going to show you. If you can get them in a reverse prayer behind you, do this. If you can't quite get the reverse prayer yet, you can grab onto wrists or elbows, okay? That would be the modification. So you're here. Now what I want you to do, your right toes pointed forward toward the front of your mat, step your back foot in so that your feet are only a couple feet apart, okay? Point your left toes toward the front left corner of your mat so they're angled out just a little bit. Draw your right hip back and start to fold forward over your front leg. Parsvatonasana, pyramid pose. Soften through the back of your neck. Soften through your jaw and your eyes. Breathe. Release your hands to your mat. Step your back foot forward to meet your front forward fold. Heel toe your feet together. Sit down in your chair. Reach up. Sit your hips back. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Move through a vinyasa or meet us in downward dog. Breathe once you're in your downward dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Spin your right heel to the ground. Look to make sure your front heel lines up with middle of back arch. Warrior two. Second side. I'm going to turn around just so you can hear me, so I'm not talking to the back wall. From here, flip your left palm up, reach to the right. Side stretch, not a back bend. Don't lose the bend in your front knee here. Keep your front knee bent into a square. The tendency is to let that leg straighten. Don't let it straighten. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front knee for triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Remember, your left hand can also go on your thigh or your shin, or your yoga block if you have one. Breathe. Come back up, warrior two. Bend that front knee. Now we're going to straighten your front knee, reverse prayer or whatever arms you did on the first side. Step your back foot in. And my back toes are angled toward the front right corner of my mat. Start to forward fold. Draw your outer left hip back. One step hop forward. Parsvatonasana. Release your hands, step your back foot into your forward fold. I'm going to go back to the other side of my mat now. Grab onto opposite elbows here for a ragdoll. And I think I said this in one of my classes before, but somebody just told me, and it was so funny, that a yoga teacher, you don't really need to tell people to grab onto opposite elbows, something that we all do, because you can't, that's the only elbow you can grab. I thought that was really funny, and I never thought about it before. Let the weight from your arms draw more length into your spine. Soften your knees as much as you'd like here. Your knees can be bent, okay? Don't lock out your knees. Your knees can be bent. But the weight from your arms is lengthening your spine, and the weight from your head is lengthening your neck, creating space between each vertebrae here. Release your elbows. Inhale. Press into your feet, come to standing, reach up, exhale, hands to heart, come back to your intention. Remind yourself of why you're practicing. From here, keep your hands at heart. Walk your feet together to touch if they're not already. Sit down, Utkatasana, chair pose. Twist toward your right, left elbow to outer right knee. Draw your left hip back so your hip doesn't jump forward. Stack your elbows, press down to lift your heart. And from here, look down at the floor in front of your right toes. Start to lift your left leg and step it back into a lunge. Now you're in a twisted lunge. From here, release your left hand to the floor. Raise your right arm up. And you're going to start to roll to the pinky edge side of your back foot and bring your left hip down to the ground. Okay? You're going to get a good stretch in your right hip and your left side body. Exhale, touch your mat with both hands. Sweep your right leg back, down dog split. Exhale, release. Move through a vinyasa here. You can always stay in your down dog. You can skip the vinyasas. You can come directly to child's pose. You can stay in down dog. It's up to you. Bend your knees and hop or step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Heel toe feet together to touch. Sit down in your chair, Utkatasana. Chair pose. Hands to heart, twist, right elbow to outer left knee. Press your hands down to lift your heart, draw your outer right hip crease back. Look up over your left shoulder if that's available. From here, look down at the floor in front of your left toes. Root down through your left foot, start to lift your right foot and step it back. Ooh. It's okay to wobble into a lunge. Now you're in your twisted lunge. And now bring your right hand down to the floor. Inhale your left arm up. And from here, you're gonna roll to the pinky edge side, the outer edge of your right foot. You're gonna come down onto that right hip. Okay, so you're gonna get a good stretch in your left hip and in your right side body here. Reach that left arm up. Exhale, plant your left hand down, spin back, sweep your left leg back, down dog split. And back to downward dog, move through your vinyasa. From here, come forward into plank. High plank and breathe. We're gonna hold this for a few breaths. Lengthen through the crown of your head, soften your eyes, soften your jaw and breathe. Bring your right hand to the middle of your mat, roll to the outside edge of your right foot. We're gonna come into side plank, lift your left arm. A modification here is to step your left foot forward, or you can come onto your bottom knee. Those are both good modifications. Otherwise, side plank. Breathe. Exhale, release your left hand to the mat. We're gonna do the other side. Spin your heels to the left side. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Lift your hips. Breathe. Soften your jaw. Exhale, touch your mat. Downward dog. Press your heart back towards your toes and walk your hands back to your feet now. Hands back to feet. Inhale, look up halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, reach up overhead. Come to standing. You're at the back of your mat. Exhale, hands to heart. Find your intention. We're going to balance a little bit. Turn toward your computer, your device, whatever you're on, your cell phone, your iPad, whatever it is. Okay, we're gonna do some balancing poses. So the first thing I'm gonna do is tree pose. Root down into your left foot. And your tree pose, your right foot can either be at your ankle or your shin or your thigh, just not your knee joint, okay? Hands to heart. And the balance comes from keeping your gaze steady and low at one point on the floor in front of you. Also from pressing foot and leg together. You can do some tricks with your arms if you want to play with your balance a little bit. Make it more challenging. Release your right foot, shake it out. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt. This is ridiculous. We're gonna balance on the other foot now. Tree on the other side, so root down through your right foot. Root down through your right foot this time. Left foot either ankle and floor, shin, or inner thigh, just not your knee joint. I say that all the time. It's important though. I'm having some trouble with my right ankle, so I'm just gonna do here for now. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart. Soften your gaze. You can play with your arms if you'd like. Playing with balance, you can sway it a little bit. Invite some back bends if that feels good. Hands to heart. Release, shake out your feet. Good. Step back to the front of your mat. All right, good. All right, back to the front of your mat. Release your hands by your sides. Close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Good. I find myself doing a lot of that these days. Release your hands, they're already by your sides. Flip your palms forward, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Twist toward your right, left elbow to outer right knee. Draw your left hip crease back. Look up over your right shoulder, step your left foot back into a lunge. We did this on the other side. Open up warrior two, so your back foot spins down. Your arms are at a T. You're opening up your pose, opening up your whole front body. Triangle pose. Straighten your front knee. Good. Start to work your way into half moon. So you're going to look forward in front of your right toes. Step your back foot in a little bit. Reach your right fingertips in front of your right toes. Lift your back leg to hip height. You can keep your top arm on your hip if that helps. You can keep your gaze on the floor if that helps. But to take it a little further, arm up. Gaze up. Now when you shift your gaze, it's going to trick your balance a little bit. From here, standing split, both hands touch your mat. Square your hips to the floor and melt your heart toward your right shin. Exhale, step your left foot back to a lunge, lower to your back knee. Reach up overhead, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Sink into your front knee here. Get a good stretch in the front of your left foot flexor. Breathe. Now cactus your arms, bending at your elbows, palms face forward. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, curl back. Little baby back bend here. Inhale, come back up, reach up, exhale, touch your mat. Good, move through a vinyasa. Of your choice, you can always skip it, remember. Go to child's pose or downward dog. Bend your knees. Look forward, hop, step, or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Heel toe your feet together. Sit down in your chair, Utkatasana, reach up. Sit low and breathe. Soften the corners of your eyes. Soften your jaw, right? In this pose, we tend to grit our teeth. We get really hardened, right? We think that other things in our body are going to do the pose for us, or it's going to make it easier. It doesn't. That's good news and bad news, right? Hands to heart. Twist to your left, right elbow to outer left knee. Draw your right hip back as you twist, pressing your hands into each other. Now look down in front of your left toes, step your right foot back into a lunge. Then you're going to spin your back heel down, open up warrior two. I'm going to switch my direction so I'm not facing the back, so I can talk to you and not away from you. Left foot is forward. Good. Straighten your right knee, triangle pose. Breathe. And start to look down in front of your left toes. Work your left fingertips in front of your toes. Half moon. Right, here's a modification. Or here, right, your back foot can stay down. Standing splits. Both hands touch. Hips square to the ground. lift your right leg high. Keep your right toes active, spread your toes. You'll feel your muscles engage all around your leg, making it easier to keep lifted. Exhale, step back into a lunge, lower to your back knee, reach up overhead, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Sink into your front knee. You're gonna get a good stretch in the front of your right hip flexor here. Cactus your arms, bending at the elbows, lift your heart and curl back. Exhale, touch your mat, move through a vinyasa here. I'm going to check the time. I'm gonna meet you in down dog. Good. Downward dog here. From here, right hand to the middle of your mat. We're gonna come into side plank on the right side. Start to step your left foot back. You might stay here, okay? Modification is to lower to your bottom knee, that right knee on the ground, modification here. Otherwise, side plank, left foot back, start to come into your wild thing. So in wild thing, you actually have one leg straight and one leg bent. Breathe. Start to flip it back if you're able, downward dog. If not, you can always come to your knees and do that and readjust. Next, we're gonna come into side plank on the left side. Left hand to the middle of your mat. You can always come to the modification by dropping your bottom knee. Side plank, reach the arches of your feet toward the ground. Hips lift. Step your top foot back. Lift your hips and reach overhead. In this situation, your left leg is straight, your right leg is bent. This is a situation, isn't it? Flip it if you can. Back to your dog pose or come to your knees first. Crawl out of it. Let me know if you're stuck. I can't come help. Lower to your knees, come into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Straighten your arms. Press your forehead down to your mat. With your hips sink back to your heels. Take some full deep breaths. Full deep breaths into your back body, into your lungs. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Really reach through your left arm to get a good stretch. Walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. This time reaching through your right arm. And back to center. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Now hop or walk your feet to the top of your mat into your forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. And exhale, release back. You can soften your knees as much as you'd like here. Your hips are sitting both distance apart. From here, take your peace fingers, your index finger and your middle finger, and grab your big toes. Start to fold forward at your hip creases, bend your elbows to the side as you draw your heart further towards your legs. Again, you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Soften through the back of your neck. Inhale, look up halfway, long spine, straight arms. And exhale, fold again, a little deeper this time. From here, flip your palms facing the sky and step your feet onto your hands. All right, so your toes maybe will meet your wrist creases. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to here. Fold forward. If you can start to bend your elbows to the sides to draw the bend deeper, do that. and find your breath. What does your intention look like in this pose? If you think of your intention right now, how does that change the outcome of your pose or your perception of the pose or how you're engaging in the pose? Release your hands from under your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Hug your shoulder blades together on your back. Inhale, come to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Find your intention again, standing this time. And press your intention between your palms, giving it some power here. So the next pose we're going to do is Natarajasana, which is also known as dancer pose. And the reason I chose this pose is because we're all wearing many hats right now. Sort of like a dancer is always changing costumes. I find that I'm figuratively changing costumes a lot right now. I'm going from chef to teacher to cultural arts director to yoga instructor to all of these different things, and we're all doing that right now. So this is a practice in making that, sorry, Jeremy just waved at me through the window. This is a practice in making those transitions between our costumes or the hats that we wear more seamless, right? Okay, so I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna do the right side first. This is a balancing pose, this is a back bend, this is a lot of things, okay? We're gonna do the baby version first. And you can take this as far as you like, okay? So stepping onto your left foot, left hand to hip, keep your gaze soft and low on the floor in front of you. Now, if you can get your back, look, the inner arch of your back foot, I told you I'm having ankle issues right now. It makes them extra wobbly. The inner arch of your back foot, do that. Now, if you need to grab a towel or a belt to loop around your foot and hold on to that, that's the modification, okay? You can't get your back foot. From here, if it's available, reach your left arm out in front of you, maybe at a 45-degree angle, and start to hinge forward as you kick your foot back. Foot lifts up and back. Try not to let your right hip really open. Hip stay as squared to the front as you can. You're hinging, kick back, and as you're kicking back with your foot, you're also pulling up against it with that right arm. That creates the balance. Release as you're ready. Shake it out. In full dancer, your arms are above your head, grabbing your toes this way. We're not doing that one today. I haven't done that one in a couple of years, so we're just gonna skip it. So step onto your right foot, ground down, gaze soft and low at one point on the floor that's not moving in front of you for balance. Reach for the inner arch of your foot, or you've got a towel or a belt to help you there. Reach your right arm out at an angle. As you start to kick back and lift your foot, rotate your left inner thigh to the ceiling to square your hips off to the front. Don't let your left hip lift. Take your foot higher, lean forward, kick back and up, and release. Shake it out. Good. Step to the long edge of your mat. Step your feet wide, heels in, toes out. Not super wide. We're not going to come into a wide-legged forward fold, but just a little wider than hip distance. Toes are out, heels are in. We're going to come to a squat here, Malasana, hands to heart. I like to press my elbows away with my knees and roll my shoulders back to lift my heart. Now, if you can't get your heels down on the ground, here's what you're going to do. You're going to come to the short end of your mat, if your heels are lifted, and you're going to roll the short end of your mat up a little bit. Okay, so you've got to roll at the front. Then you're going to step your heels onto your mat. Okay, that's going to make it a little easier. Okay, your mat here is a really good prep. Otherwise, and you can start to, if you're doing that, you can start to, as you practice this, you can start to unroll your mat bit by bit, and then eventually you won't need it anymore. And if you always need it, that's great too, because who cares, right? And there's that. And there's that. If you've ever taken one of my yoga classes, like in real life, not virtual, like weirdo lab that we're in, I say those things a lot, like also, you know, you can do this, but also who cares if you don't. And we're gonna sit here for a second, so I'm gonna distract you. It's also something that I like to do. One of my favorite teachings in yoga is that you're exactly where you should be at any moment, right? So we often feel like we should be further in a pose, or stronger in a pose, or more open in a pose, or deeper in a pose, or it should look different, and Instagram isn't helping anybody, right? At least not in that way. But you're exactly where you should be, and that's good news. That's great news. That has really helped me as my poses have changed quite a bit in the past few years since having kids and not having as much time to practice, and things change, and that is a mantra I repeat to myself, is that my poses are exactly where they should be right now, and that settles me a bit. Come to a seat on your tush. However you get there, you can fall, you can crawl, you can just flop. Soles of your feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. You can always sit on something here if this bothers your knees or your lower back or your hips. Hinge forward at your hip creases. I like to press my knees down with my elbows. If you don't like to do that, then don't do it. Let's see. We're good. Long, deep breaths. I'm going to be teaching every Tuesday at 9. So this is on the schedule for as long as we're closed, and hopefully it won't be too much longer because I really miss real life, but we're staying safe. And for as long as we're closed, I'm going to be teaching this yoga class on Tuesday mornings at 9. So if you ever have any requests for poses before class, like the day before, because I plan in advance, just send me an email, or on Facebook, send me a message or something. And, you know, I'm sore in my shoulders, can we do shoulder openers? Right? I really want to open up my hips, or I want to work on my back bend, or I really want to work on my crow pose, or whatever it is. Let me know, and we'll work it into the class. Inhale, come up. Extend your left leg out, hug your right knee in. You're going to plant your, okay, so you can either plant your right fingertips behind you, hug around your knee with your left arm, root to rise, right? And you can see how active my left foot is. And twist. Shift your gaze over your right shoulder. If you want a little deeper twist, you can take your left elbow to the outside of your knee and use that as leverage to deepen the twist. And release. Come back to center. Now what I want you to do, keep your left leg extended. Take your right foot. We're going to do, this is called baby cradle. And I want you to take your right foot in the crease of your left elbow, okay? Or in general, like if you can't quite get here, then just imagine it there, right? Like this is okay too. If this is where you are, then this is okay, okay? So here and here. And then what I want you to do, no matter where you are with this pose, is lift your right tush up. I know. Sit it behind you, and then square yourself off again, and you're gonna feel a deeper opening. Sit up tall, lift your heart, and soften your skin. Breathe. And this is called baby cradle because you can rock your leg like a baby. This is where we really nurture ourselves, take care of ourselves, baby cradle ourselves. Because I know a lot of us spend 99% of our day nurturing other people. Right? That gets hard, doesn't it? But it's good, you know, like it's good, but we gotta cradle ourselves a little bit too. Right? Give yourself the oxygen mask before you give it to anybody else. Release your right foot long on your mat, and then bend your left knee, plant your left foot. Keep your right foot engaged, okay? Plant your left fingertips behind you. You can do the elbow around, or if you want to go deeper, elbow to outer knee. Root to rise. Giving ourselves a little love here. And I bet, depending on what you're doing after this class is over, I bet you're going to be more patient with it after having taken class than you would be if you didn't take class. At least that's how I am. I don't know about, maybe you can relate. I don't know. Yoga makes me more patient. Makes me nicer. Most of the time. It does. Thank goodness for yoga, my goodness. Oh. Go ahead and release. We're gonna baby cradle the left side. I started doing yoga. My mom brought me to my first yoga class. How about that? Okay, so you're here or you're here, okay? Wherever you are, lift your left tush up, sit it back, and then square back off to the front and rock by baby. Here, what you wanna do is really reach out through the inner arch of your left foot. You'll notice if you let your foot just be like kind of lazy, it curves. The outer ankle gets long and the inner ankle gets short, it sickles. So you don't want that to happen, so keep your foot engaged, reach out through the inner arch of your foot and rock my baby. Great, this is your oxygen mask right now. Good job, everybody. Release. Oh, okay, take the flesh out from underneath your sitting bones, legs are extended long. Peace fingers around your big toes. Start to draw your torso forward into a fold. Long, deep breaths. Inhale, come back up, lift your heart. We're gonna come into this threaded needle pose, so come onto your knees. Take some twisties in today. Some twisties, some twists, right, because I'm a grown up. Some weird stuff is happening, you guys, I don't know. So you're on all fours. Thread your right palm facing up, right palm is facing up toward the sky. Thread it underneath your left arm, come onto your right ear. Now you're gonna walk your left fingertips sort of behind your head, lift your left elbow toward the sky, right? Don't let it fall forward. Lift it up and use the back of your right hand and your left fingertips to twist open. Draw your left hip crease back. Don't let it pop forward. I'm exaggerating here, but don't let it pop forward. Keep it drawing back. The final version of this pose, it makes me laugh, is to have your shoulders, the backs of your shoulders flat on the ground, but who cares? We're exactly where we should be, right? Wish I could hear you guys right now. All right, come back to all fours. We're gonna do the other side. Flip your left palm face up underneath, threading it. I'm gonna flip around so you can see me. Thread the needle, left palm facing up under your right arm. Come to your left ear, left side of your head. Walk your right fingertips behind your head, elbow up, and twist. Right hip back. Breathe. You're getting rid of anything you don't need right now, anything that's no longer serving you. Gets to leave with your twist, wringing it out. Just letting it just go down the drain. Come back to all fours. Good, come back to the seat here. Roll onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest once you get there. Start to rock side to side or front to back. You can make circles with your knees if that feels good. Give yourself a little back massage because unfortunately you can't get another one now. This is your only back massage, so make it a good one. Drop your knees over to the right, shift your gaze to the left. Your left palm is facing the ceiling next to you. Come back to center, twist to the other side, knees to the left, gaze to the right, right palm facing the sky. Inhale your knees back up, squeeze, give them one last squeeze, curl into a little ball, head, forehead to knees, and release down everything onto your mat. We're going to do a Shavasana. This is just as important as any of your poses that we did previously. Extend your legs down onto your mat. Bring your palms face up on either side of you, and close your eyes. Soften the corners of your eyes, the sides of your mouth, your tongue, and just begin to let your skin drape over your bones like a bed sheet over a statue. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, inviting movement back into your body. Keeping your eyes closed, roll over onto your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. And then press yourself up to a seated position. Cross your legs. Bring your hands to the center of your heart, eyes are closed. Come back to your intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of class today. Press that intention between your palms, giving it a little power, sealing it into your practice, infusing it into your day. And if at any point during your day you're feeling sad or frustrated or angry or scared or anxious or any of the myriad of feelings that we've all been feeling, right? You can just gently bring your hands to your heart and remind yourself of your practice this morning. Remind yourself of your intention, because our yoga practice carries off of our mat as well. So in honor of your breath, of your intention, and of your commitment to yourself and others during this time, you can bow your heart. Thank you so much for coming to class today. Namaste.